Is now the time I should be looking? Are prices dropping, or should I wait 3, 6, 10 months from now?
So these questions that become generalities are very hard to answer, because even when the market is great, some people get desperate to sell. Why? They get sick. They get into a divorce situation. The lender doesn't want to work with them. They had a situation where they lost their business and now they need to get out of the building. So I like to approach this with, the more you're in the market, looking, communicating, keeping the word out, the more you'll find deals. It seems like the joint venture agreement we do. The more you look, the more you'll find deals. It goes hot and cold. It goes like several weeks, you find nothing. Then you find a deal. You work the deal the best possible. It doesn't work. Does this mean the deal, you're bad, or the deal is bad, or the market is bad? No, it just, so many pieces have to come together for anything to happen. And those who make it big are those who have the tenacity and the discipline to keep repeating until the pieces come together. And don't give up right away. You just got to keep trying and keep putting pieces together. So look for simpler deals that don't take too many moving parts to make them happen, and look for people who are willing to work with you, creative financing. There is a big movement right now about going to people who already have the loans at 3% or 3.5% because they got the loans a while back and now they want out. If you're the buyer, you should ask the seller, you have a fixed loan at 3.5%? Okay, I'd like to give you so much cash. I'd like to take over the payments, and then I'll cash you out within 3 years or less. Why? Because you're going to fix the building or do whatever and then sell it. If you're going to hold on to it, you're going to see if they're willing to get, let's say, 5% and keep that 3.5% interest and do a wraparound mortgage. Wraparound is you're paying them 5% and they're paying the bank 3.5%. I can put calculatestuff.com again, and I can actually show you that on a $750,000, your payment will be $5,000 at 6%. So imagine now at 3.5% will be lower. And if you're making good income from the building and you're able to pay them that payment, let's say at 5%, that person is making a 2% difference. They having cash flow, but you're making a lot more because you're taking the building to another level. So if you're buying, look for people who have locked in lower rates, so you're able to capitalize on that. Either take that to your advantage, give them some cash and get in, or buy it subject to the existing financing. You can Google subject to. There's a lot of people talking about it. It's a lot simpler. I'm happy to answer in the next call next month. A lot of answers on subject to. The key thing when you're going to buy a building from somebody on subject to, that means subject to the existing financing. That means its financing stays in their name and you make payments to them. You can make the payments through escrow, and escrow makes the payment to their bank, their insurance, the taxes, and then the rest goes to them. Before you do that, you need to run title and make sure there is no other liens that they didn't disclose, that there is no issues with the properties, that there are lawsuits or whatever. Don't be an amateur. So many people talk about it like, oh, it's what do you call it? TikTok or Instagram thing. Oh, just buy them subject to, and make. There's a lot of steps to do it, and you don't buy a property from somebody, keep making payments, then find out later on he's been in default and the property got foreclosed on and you lost 10 months of payments. Knowledge will save you from a lot of trouble. Half the genius is avoiding problems. The other half is solving them with finality. What's the rest of the question here?
I think his main concern is just the timeline of things. He's saying that he's approved by lenders now. He's concerned if he waits and holds out on deals in 6 months, he'll lose his funding. So he's saying, how do I manage the timeline of investing this year?
Lose the funding? No, don't lose the funding. Well, be more active on finding deals. Worst case scenario, you can't find any deals, buy lists. Buy lists. Just go on leads, real estate leads, and there are companies that will sell to you, and you talk to them. Talk to 2-3 companies. Hey, I'm looking for good deals. What do I do? They're going to do a sales job. They're going to do their pitch. We have people list for probates, those who have a a trust set up, and there is an executor, and you can communicate with these people. They have assets. You can. We have a list of people who are in default for 2 months. We have a list of auctions, properties going on the auction. I have a list of people who didn't pay taxes. List of people who just got a divorce. A list of people who just are sick. List of people who have cash, and you can just work these deals and go and flood the market, your market, a 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius, and send these mailers out and get the calls. In the beginning, get the calls yourself and then make it happen. People used to tell me, I remember in Silicon Valley, by the way, is San Jose, Santa Clara, Cupertino, that area. They call it Silicon Valley because the valley where it was all the high tech. It is all the high tech. It's south of San Francisco. So they told me, I was there 98, 99, and people said there is nothing for sale. There was nothing for sale. Okay. I mean, I remember I bought a property. We went to see it a second time before closing, and people were lining up because it said pending escrow closing, and people would offer me, when I'm in the house touring, people would walk in, excuse me, sir, I'm willing to pay you more than you paid. And look, my wife is pregnant. I mean, it's like it was desperation. Like you could buy and sell just anything, just get a property and put it back on the market for more. And people would say you can't find deals. And we found deals. We asked brokers, you know, anybody is desperate to sell, interested to sell? And I built rapport with brokers, send mailers out, put signs on properties, etc. So keep the word out. You have the funding and financing ready, get a good deal and make it happen. And one deal feeds on another, etc.